Hello, in this video I will show you how to find research on Fortune 500 companies. To start, go to the Help With tab at the top of our homepage and select Research. On the right-hand side, choose the Research Guide for Management. On the fourth tab over on Article Databases, you will see our recommended list, and today I will be talking about Hoover's Company Profiles to find your company, Business Source Complete, and also ABI Inform. So let's get started here. So if I click on Hoover's Company Profiles, I can actually search for the name of a company. And so I can see there are many Fortune 500 lists out there ranked within industries or other categories. Your professor may also provide a Fortune 500 list, but you can go ahead and pick any of those companies for the purpose of this search. So going back to Hoover's Company Profiles here, I'm going to choose New York Life Insurance for my examples today and hit enter. So the first result is actually going to be my company, and when I click on that, it's going to tell me in our table of contents what this report has. So I have information like the company history, key people, including CEOs, and then even the competitors for this business. So just to look through that real quick, we've got an overview. My key person, my CEO, is Craig DeSanto, which I might use him later in a search. And then for the company description, I can see that historical perspective. So back when the company started, sort of what their focus was, how they developed over time, and then all the way to present day, including some statistical information. And as we said at the very end, there's that competitors list if you're interested. So feel free to use that Hoover report to gather some of that information. Okay, going back to our databases list, you can select Business Source Complete next to find information about your company. So click on Business Source Complete to get to the search here. So you can see it tells you at the top. And so you're going to put in the name of your company and some different search terms. So I could look up information for that company's strategy, mission, vision, values, things like that. So let's type in some of those keywords: mission or vision or value, or goals, things like those terms, and then hit search. And so what the search is saying essentially is that you must have the you must have the name of my company in full there, and you can have any of these terms. So it might be finding articles that have New York Life Insurance and mission, find an article for New York Life and value, any of those. I can see I got 85 results, and I can even limit those further on the left-hand side here by putting date ranges. So maybe I want 2012 to whatever they have most recently, which was 20 articles total. And so I could look at the industry profiles, I could read articles about their shared vision, maybe even look at some of their values. So you can do searches like this by just changing the second line of terms. So keep your company name, and maybe next I want to find their successes, accomplishments, errors, that kind of information. So you could do a search for success or achievement or performance. A database might give you some tips on terms you could use, and do a search. Okay, so we got 20 different articles on any successes they've had, right? Maybe with hiring or other programs for their high achieving employees. Or you could even swap that out and just focus on the errors or problems or faults, things like that. So feel free to string as many synonyms or words that mean the same thing together with those ors to get different batches of results. So you can see they've got a lot fewer on that, but I can also search other databases to get a different batch of articles, which I'll show you how to do in a little bit here. The third thing that you can do in Business Source Complete that's pretty useful is that Business Source has a lot of SWOT reports. So if you just type in the name of your company and then SWOT in the second box and hit search, you will get some of those analysis that you can use for your company. Now, this company, it looks like the most recent they go to is 2016. but your company might actually have ones all the way to 2020, 2022. But let's see what they have in their report. And always click on full text if you're not immediately seeing what you're looking for. Okay, so I've got my company and I can see that they are giving me that SWOT analysis. So the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. These are just the highlights, and then if I want more information, I can scroll down to read about those aspects. So that might be a good place to sort of see where your company is at for whatever year of the report that you have chosen. Okay, next we can go back to our database list because I want to show you how to search in ABI Inform. So back here, go to the management guide, or tab over right here, ABI Inform. And for this database, you need to do searches on one line, but I've got my company and I can actually put any sort of terms I'm wanting to have in these parentheses. This is sort of like a search box. If you prefer the search box terms, you can always click advanced search. But I can try things like, maybe I want to know about their ethics, right? Ethical, climate. And I'm just going to put little parentheses around that to make sure it stays a phrase. So ethical, climate, or ethics, things like that. Okay, and hit search. And you can see ABI Inform actually has a much larger batch of results. So if you are Business Source Complete and you're not finding as much as you think you could, I would definitely come over to this ABI Inform database to do some of that searching. And it has the same features, so the full text limiter on the left. We've got the peer review limiter, which I'll be able to select in a minute here if you want peer-reviewed articles. And that will help cut it down pretty significantly for you. And then if you need to do those date range limits as well. So all databases have these limiter options. I highly recommend you use them to get articles from the past 10 years that are more specific to what you need. And so you can see I've got 19 articles that talk about the ethical, climate, or ethics or legal issues of my company. I could very easily come in here and just change these terms. So keep my company name, but I could choose terms like maybe we want to focus on the diversity or the legal aspects of my company, right? They're hiring. So you could do like diversity or legal. You could even add in another term for employment or hiring, right? And do a search like that and see what we get. Okay, so 22 results about New York Life Insurance and diversity and employment, or those other terms. If you are having trouble coming up with a search string, you can always stop by our reference desk in the library or speak with a librarian by scheduling an appointment, which I'll show you how to do in a little bit. But you can always play around with your terms, and then if you're not loving this one line search option, you can come over to the advanced search and it will give you those lovely boxes that you can use instead. So do what works for you. Those are just some different ways of searching. So there you go, just so you can see how it's very similar. Okay. So finally, I would want to show you how to find information on your CEO. So if you recall, for my person in my Hoover report, it said Craig DeSanto was the CEO of New York Life Insurance. So I'm just going to do a keyword search for his name. So Craig DeSanto and New York Life Insurance, and hit enter. That's just going to give me very broad results about anywhere he's mentioned for this company. If I specifically wanted to focus on his leadership, I could actually add in a term for that and hit enter. So I've got a smaller batch of results. You could even come in here and if you're curious how your CEO might have worked in other companies potentially, you could take out your company name, just have that CEO's name and leadership or leader, really whatever terms speak to you, and then do another search like that. So sometimes searching is just trying different terms and then looking at your results and narrowing as needed. So feel free to do some of that searching in either Business Source Complete or ABI Inform as needed. Just to go back to our homepage to show you, if you did need that assistance online, you can schedule a help session, which is here on the right. You would just click the location, so whether you want in-person or virtual meetings, general reference assistance, and then you can choose me, I'm Michelle Shea, or if you have no preference, choose another librarian. You can see our days and times of availability. So select the date that works for you, choose the time, hit continue, and then just tell us a little bit about you. So who you are, your student email, and then 1 or 2 sentences about how we can help you. So the research question or topic that you are searching. You are also welcome to use our virtual librarian chat on the bottom right here. Click the Ask Us button, type in your name, your email, and then your question. And we will have someone staffing that 24/7. But if you'd like one of our campus librarians, it's going to be 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. most of the time. So that's it for this video. If you do need any other assistance, please feel free to reach out to me. My email is m.shea@tamuct.edu. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.